Well, I guess it also makes sense to just make a short video about it. So I did just finish restoring this Quist M35. So you can see there are no decals on this, but that's mainly because I am shipping this to someone who bought it in America, and I don't want anyone to have issues with it not arriving because it has those decals on it, and you never really know because well, German laws are a thing of their own. But I just wanted to show this helmet because I think it turned out very well, and you just have to imagine the decals on there, whichever ones you want. I mean, each one fits. So yeah, I had to paint the split pins yesterday because I didn't paint them when I painted the helmet for whatever reason. I don't really remember, but now I did. And what was I about to say? The buyer did want original brass split pins, and luckily I did have a set around. Just one though. Yeah, I did assemble it, and it's also got a nice 1938 dated original liner band, 1938 reproduction chin strap, so that fits as well. See right there. So it's all very nice. You can see the split pins. There we are. The issue with using used split pins is that sometimes you can't get the liner very tight because I don't want to bend them straight again, because they can break very easily, even if these are the brass ones, which aren't as bad as the steel ones. On those I wouldn't even bother trying that. So I mean, yeah, what do you expect when using used parts? So it's a bit loose, but I mean, it happened in the field anyway. And one of these split pins comes from a helmet that had the liner replaced multiple times throughout the war, I guess, because it's a very early helmet it came out of, because it was a 1935 production helmet. And well, then again, the split pin was dated 1940, so you can see that one was already replaced at some point, and it had two late war steel split pins in it because the other ones broke. Back in the day, I'm guessing, because the liner was also a mishmash of kind of different parts. But yeah, just as an example of an early helmet, what I will restore soon, because I have another M35 that I just bought yesterday actually, which is this one. The paint color isn't too different, but it has a kind of crappy texture, and also you can see right here it's sick. No, someone didn't dry it off enough before painting, and when you scratch off the paint, which is luckily very easy to scrape off, you can see all these little rust pockets everywhere around the helmet. Here it's not that bad, but yeah, like here you can also see it very well, and there you can see more active rust here as well. I'm guessing it was painted around 20 years ago, or something like that. They did bother stripping it down to bare metal, which is nice, and it saves a lot of work, but yeah, the rest of the process wasn't done very well. You can see it on the inside here too. I wiped it off here a bit, so you have to imagine this sort of texture here as well. But this one is pretty cool. It's an EF64 with the lot number 20428. And I did look it up in a lot number list, and this places it somewhere in 1939, which is good because I have an original 1939 liner band that I will put in there, and I will probably also restore it as a apple green-ish helmet, maybe a bit lighter color than this. But yeah, we will see. I just wanted to show this helmet, and also because I haven't really posted a video in a while, but that's because I was pretty busy. But I did make some more liners. I mean, I guess I'll just use this as a sort of status update. Yeah, we'll just call it that. Right, here we are. So here's a few of my latest liners that I made, because I now have a set of new stamps that I had made, including or kind of a maker stamp, which is based in the style of an original stamp I found on unused leather. So it's the stamp of the tannery, as you will. So yeah, I think it looks pretty nice, and this way it will be harder for fakers to hide the fact that they are trying to deceive people with liners that I made, because I have seen my liners being artificially aged and then people want to sell them off as original or whatever, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of inevitable. But yeah, so this is one as an example. It's a 1944 dated one. It's kind of hard to see because of corrosion, but it is a Werner Zahn. That's why I also put this ink stamp on there, because that is for Werner Zahn liners. And I also got to use my new shoemaker sewing machine, which you can see does wider stitches, which is very accurate for most makers, but the narrower stitches aren't wrong per se. You do see both, but it's nice that I now have the means to do both. For example, this is what my other sewing machine is capable of as far as the distance of the stitches goes. It's about 5 millimeters, and with the new one it's more like 10. So that's really cool. I always wanted to have a sewing machine that could do that. You can also see it here. And I also tried out what was it called? Linen thread. Yeah, because I had some old linen thread around and it actually still works, which surprised me a lot. But yeah, here you can see one of the markings. It's also made with new stamps. Ah, come on. The BO 58, October 1944. Here's another one. This is a B&C Litzmannstadt 1943 liner band, which is in really nice condition if you see the surface here. So that's pretty cool. And then it has the Litzmannstadt stamp. Another one would be this one, which is another Litzmannstadt actually. 42 or 43? It's kind of hard to see. I think it's 43 though. It's a bigger one. It's in size 60, and you can also see these are also new size stamps that I had made. And you can also see the wider stitching here, which is very nice. I'm very happy with this. And the marking here, also pretty good. I always try to improve what I do. Here's a Schubert 1943 one. It's in size 56. See where the markings are. This one is also more of a late war one, February 1944. Very nice. You can also see one of the newer size stamps. I'll probably make a video about liners anyway. This is just kind of me rambling about on stuff that I made. So this is a Reichsbetriebsnummer 1 by Biedermann und Scharnikow in Berlin. Also in size 57. Not sure where the markings are in this one. Ah, there we are. Yeah, this one's also new. Come on, focus. And last but not least is this one. This one is also like the first one I showed, a Reichsbetriebsnummer Werner Zahn one, also made in Berlin. And This one is made of three pieces of leather. You can see there's 1, 2, 3. Which is also very nice for late war impressions, because you see that a lot more then, though they did already make multiple piece liners as early as 1940, because well, you can still use the leather, so why would you throw it away? Yeah, I had to add this small bit here because it was just too short. But yeah, this way I think it just has a very nice wartime look, which is pretty cool. So this one's January 1943 in this case, but you know, whatever. And I also did get another helmet, which has some nice components. I don't have the helmet here right now, which is a bit unfortunate for showing it, but it had this weird leather in there, which I'm guessing is post-war from the Czechoslovaks probably, because it has multiple seams here. There's 2, and there's another one, and it has these rings on the outside and on the inside, so on both sides, which is interesting. But it is the shape as a normal M31 liner, even if the leather is very thin. So it's interesting to show. It's not really usable for much, but it did come in an original liner band. It's another B&C Litzmannstadt, 1943, in size 56. And it also has the original inner ring in it, which is very rare, and I'm always glad to have some. I think I have 4 of these now, and well, kind of haven't used them yet, but I will. And it's just nice to have them because you can just very rarely find them. And they are obviously more accurate than the repro inner rings that I use. At some point I'll get to zinc plating these as well, so they don't rust as easily, because that's one of the main issues with them. But yeah, you can see this is a zinc plated one with painted leaf springs, as was done up until mid to late 1943, I'd say. Then they switched to also having these zinc plated, which makes sense. It's also good corrosion resistance, and the paint can flake off. Even as far as I know, it was baked on actually, so it is very sturdy and pretty good quality paint. But yeah, it's easier to have it just zinc plated. But yeah, it's just a very nice detail, and something that you don't get very often. Also had new felt arrive. This is all wool felt. This is a bit more of a brighter color, and here's the, I'm not sure if it's a similar grain. No, it's a bit lighter than this, but it doesn't really matter. You can see all manner of colors as far as the felt goes, just as long as it contains actual wool and isn't just polyester crap. Though I do think this kind of wraps it up now for this little video, which I'll probably just upload as is, just so you know what I'm up to and I'm not dead and I'm still making my liners. Also, if you are interested in these liners or restored helmets like the one I showed in the beginning, or one of these M42s or M40s, I think I have some in this bag. Yeah, you can get them. Just send me an email and we'll figure something out, because I don't need all of these. It's fun to restore them, but I should also let some go. Let's see what this one is, if it focuses. The marking is pretty shallow, so it's hard to see. Yeah, there we go. It's a CKL 64, lot number 5155. So it's a very late helmet. Did put a late 1943 Reichsbetriebsnummer liner band in there, so that fits pretty good. It's an original liner band, and you don't see those too often. I only have this one compared to, for example, the Beyoncé Litzmannstadt ones, of which I think I have 5, if not more. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.